Second Cup, brought to you by the Nickel Plate. Sit, sip, savor, and shop.
I'm not killing myself.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. It's 8 o'clock on the start of a Wednesday. Glad you're with us to start the day.
Oh, welcome to Second Cup.
Okay, so I was just telling Katie the craziest story.
This is coming from a Long Island boy.
The most unbelievable thing happened to me yesterday. This is such good Second Cup talk. I cannot believe I forgot to tell you this.
You know I love a good bird story.
Okay, so it was because you were just playing this crazy video of a bird's call.
This is my life.
That it just dawned on me that this happened to me. I'm leaving the barber shop yesterday. Johnny the Barber on Main Street in Williamsville. And I'm cutting, like, he's got this really small parking lot there. And
It's past Williamsville South towards Clarence.
Right. So it's a little bit far out there for a Buffalo boy. So I'm coming around the back of the shop. And as I'm rounding the corner.
To get to your car?
No, to get out of the parking lot.
Oh, you're in your car.
I'm in the car.
Uh-huh.
As I'm rounding the corner to go out behind the building and then out, I'm stopped dead in my tracks. And I'm on the phone with my mom going, holy S. I'm on the phone with my mom.
Holy schmoly.
Exactly. She goes, what's wrong, Edward? And I'm like, you will never believe what I'm seeing right now. I'm like, there are two massive turkeys, two huge Thanksgiving birds right in front of me. One a little bit smaller than the other. And the smaller one walks off. But the big one.
The big one's got eyes for you.
The big one is clucking and gobbling, whatever. So I'm stopped dead in my tracks. And this thing walks right in front of my car and won't let me go. I'm on the phone. I'm like backing up with my mom. I'm backing up in the car. I'm like, what do I do, Mom? Do I run this over? Like, what do I go? Do I honk at it? I couldn't drive even around it.
So there was a turkey. Do you remember that turkey for a long time that was on Klein?
Yes.
It was a Klein and Paradise, maybe? And it had a name. They like called it by a name. And it would like run at cars.
This
and
would not let me pass.
Like Tom the turkey.
I took a picture of it. And what I didn't realize is that this thing is looking me dead in the eyes.
Well, he's not going to not stare you down.
I was floored. I'm like, what do I do? And then I couldn't see it at one point, and I'm like, I'm going to run this thing over. Finally, it just walked away. And I was panicked.
And I was just saying, I literally just read, this is what we were talking about as I was sitting down. I literally just read a post that they're asking to track turkeys. And I'm trying to say, this is from the DEC. I'm like, they're asking you to. And he's like, kill him. Kill him. And I was like, no, you're asked to fill out a survey online.
Let me go do that.
To discuss where you've seen that.
I'm telling you, I could not believe it. I've never seen them this close. Then I'm thinking like, oh my God, this is what I eat on Thanksgiving. Like it can't be this big. It was huge.
So see, this is why I thought of you, because the post made me laugh. It says, see how I report my summer turkey sighting? Very demure, very cutesy. I don't do much. I just fill out the survey.
I was not demure.
Not murder the turkey. But it says, have you seen wild turkeys in New York State recently? This August, citizen scientists have been busy recording their observations of turkey from across the state. They value your contribution of data, which can help biologists assess turkey populations. Here you go, Dumbo.
Okay.
That is what my husband says all the time. And have I picked that up from him. Oh my God.
Was dying.
Oh, that's so funny.
Welcome to Amherst, Peter says. I've seen turkeys near UB on Maple Road. They've been in my neighbor's car preparing for turkey trot.
There's a fun fact. Did you know wild turkeys can fly 40 to 55 miles an hour?
Well, why the hell didn't this thing fly away?
Because he was making sure you were staying where you needed to be.
I didn't know if I should get out of the car, if I should open the door, if I should honk.
Oh, yeah. You seem like you were in the right state of mind to get out of the car and face it head on.
I was actually kind of scared.
Look at my mom. You got to get out of the city more often.
It's
you know
true.
what, Mom? This sounds like someone who could really use a prowl in his life.
I would love to go on a bird prowl, an owl prowl.
You heard it here first, folks. So the next time my mom asks me to go on a prowl, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm busy that day, but guess who's free? It's Ed Drake.
I would love to go.
We go on these owl prowls where they take you out, and these are like pros. And you go to all these different places. I've been to Rhinestone Woods. I've been to like someplace in North Tonawanda. I've been, like all these different locations. Iroquois. And you go, sometimes you watch a presentation ahead of time, and then they take you out into the night. It's dark. And then you all have your flashlights. You follow a little path, wherever they take you. And then You listen for the owl. They'll call for the owl. If you get somebody really good, they can with their mouth.
So that's they make a noise. You're saying?
Oh yeah, they'll call, like if they're calling a screech owl, they'll make another screech owl. Then sometimes if they call a screech owl, the bigger owls will come because they eat the screech owls.
Oh
so
my
then
gosh.
you'll hear the bigger owls. Excuse me. Then one time I was out and somebody did the sound. This was kind of gross. The sound of a rabbit dying.
What does that sound like?
Horrible. Honestly, that one was tough for me. But they play it was just a sound off the thing, and they play it, and then the bigger owls, because they eat them, will come down, and then everybody stands there in the dark, and then if you see something, like you're supposed to like shine your flashlight. Okay, so like here we are all in the dark, and we're all like back to back looking. Somebody's like, oh, over here, because you're supposed to be so quiet. Shine the flashlight, and then here's this owl ready, and it's like this. The poor thing looks terrified. Everybody looks at it. It flies away, and then you're like,
golf
will you silently clap? Because what if another one's nearby?
Okay, John, I just sent this picture in the morning show Slack. Can you pull it up for us? Because I want you to see the terror that I was facing yesterday afternoon as I was trying. Melly says you just back up and go slowly. Back up and go forward slowly.
Oh, I don't think it's going to let itself get hit.
Well, I didn't know, and I didn't want to hit it either.
No,
because it would dent my car. That's how big it is.
They're larger.
It was massive.
Oh, Barbara, my friend, I have been. We'll have to take Ed there.
Where is that?
Out
like near Genesee County?
Yeah, like Niagara. Maybe it's not Niagara County. Maybe it's a county over Orleans County.
Okay.
Whichever one's up there.
Okay, so these are the two turkeys. Look at how big and fat that one turkey in front of me.
Big. The other one's skinny, like me.
Okay. Can you zoom into that? Because look at its eyes. They're like black and beady. It was staring me down like, Dranch, get the hell out of here. I'm telling you, I was scared for my life.
How was your haircut?
Can you imagine?
Little friend.
Look at how big these things are.
Kim says it's so cute.
I mean, this is the first time I've ever seen a turkey like that. I'm not going to lie.
It's a big one.
Yes. Crazy. Anyway.
Well, luckily Ed made it, everyone.
Lauren, oh my God, please. These things were in my backyard the other day, 14 of them. Holy cow.
Yeah, they're big. I'm sorry, by the way, that I'm so sniffy. I said to Ed, I'm so stuffy today. I've been sneezing and I've been so stuffy. I'm hoping it's just the ragweed, but there has been a cold going around. So fingers crossed that that's not what I have.
My dear friend, Catherine Clare has that summer cold.
So a couple of people have told me they've had it. And then I just read a post in one of the Buffalo Moms groups about, so many people have been sick.
Yeah.
I'm like, great.
Peter, I love your comment. I'd be getting carving knives out with a side of cranberries. It's so funny.
Poor little thing. Look at these guys.
Look at them.
We got the little people here today. Those little Bills, the new Bill-leaving Buffalo Bills little people. We got a super fan, Josh Allen, Deion Dawkins, and Matt Milano.
Okay, so Matt Milano we'll see in December. God bless you with that bicep tear. But Deion Dawkins, I love Deion.
It's a cutie. It's a cute one.
I
like how he's got the frosted tips.
Right? He's so funny. He's the snowman. You already
He's doing this.
He's so funny. And then Josh Allen, I mean, that's kind of a big deal.
The back of the box is cute too. I want to say they all have Josh Allen.
I think so.
Because we have the other two sets. I got them from Paul. And they're just up on a shelf in our third floor, Mm-hmm. And I think all of Josh Allen. Although, here's what I'm going to say about this Josh Allen. What do you notice it's different?
The long hair and the beard.
He's got a little beard. He's got a Josh Allen beard.
I'm here for it.
Super duper cute. So these you can get at Wegmans on Friday, and they're also a fundraiser for Oshai Children's Hospital.
Yes, love it.
But the line's going to be out the door at Wegs. People love
they're
these
good
things.
Christmas, Hanukkah presents.
If you schno, you schno.
That's what Michaela's saying. If you schno, you schno.
That's it right here.
Deion Dawkins has schno tattooed on his chest. And then Melly's saying that he's in a couple of them talking about Josh.
I like that there's a girl this time. I don't remember that there's a girl in the other ones.
No, I don't think there has been.
I don't think there has been either.
Now,
hey, girl.
Do you have all three sets?
Is this a third?
I believe so.
If this is a third, I will eventually because we'll go get one of these. But we have the other two.
Charlene is with us. Good morning, Charlene. Glad you're with us as well. Okay. Oh, that would have been a good one. Connie says everyone wanted Keon in a yellow jacket.
Somebody else asked about, yes, the one is a fan. Is the first person in their fan? Yes, the first is a fan, and it's a girl.
Now, people are
a lady
talking about Keon Coleman. Does his personality meet his performance? He only had two passes for 20 or what was it for 20 yards?
Sarah said there is another girl, so maybe there is. Maybe I just don't have that set.
Okay. 2 catches for 20 yards, I think. Was that the statistic that we had this morning? It was something small, basically.
But also, let's be
preseason.
realistic. It's the preseason. He hasn't really had many chances.
Mhm.
Josh Allen isn't throwing a lot, you know?
That's true. I just hope he makes the team.
I think he'll make the team.
I also hope Joe Andreessen makes the team.
Yeah.
The guy from
local guy?
Western New York. Yeah, he got a tryout from the Bills. He played in Lancaster, had the best football season there with him. I hope that, that would be really cool for a local guy to make the team like that. The team he grew up watching.
Yeah, for sure. I think we don't. I think Keon will make the team.
Me too.
You need somebody in that role.
I like what Danielle has to say. They need to make a cuppy one and include Weather Daddy, Aaron, of course. That would be so fun if they made us little people. I'm little enough as it is.
Shrink you a little more.
Yeah.
They're cute.
Okay, I want to talk about this as we're waking up. This is something that I've been working on for a while now. Since March, I've been trying to tell the story about this one pregnant patient who has since had her baby, who was treated by a Lackawanna dentist against doctor's orders. He gave her a local anesthetic that had epinephrine in it, which she shouldn't have had, and she had no idea that's what she was getting. He never told her. In fact, he swapped out the carpules, those little glass tubes that go in the injector. And it wasn't if it weren't for a whistleblower coming forward, no one would have any idea this even happened. But what's interesting now is what I've learned, that the New York State Department of Health has no oversight, zero oversight over doctors, dentists, nurses, any medical professional.
It's so weird.
It's only the State Department of Education.
Because they're making sure they're meeting the standards they're supposed to meet.
And providing the license to these people. Now, the governor is saying she wants that to change.
Yeah.
She wants, because she says she has no oversight over the state education department. Zero.
Huh.
They are policing themselves. They're doing their own thing. And if she had all of these dentists and doctors under the State Department of Health, she'd be able to provide that watchdog oversight that we are now wondering why there isn't more of.
So weird.
So what do you think? Should the department, should doctors and dentists and nurses be monitored by the State Department of Health?
It seems like that should be the case, right?
As opposed to the State Education Department?
It seems like, why not both? Like, why not the State Education Department keeps an eye on the licensing and all that stuff? Because I get that. That makes sense. And then the State Health Department oversees any violations.
Well,
does that make sense?
Absolutely. Here's the other thing.
I'm coming up with the way I would try to run it.
Well, and good luck getting any information out of the State Education Department. They can't give you anything unless they've actually come to a final conclusion, because they're, protecting the professional, basically. They're saying that they can't give out any information because of confidentiality statutes.
Well, here's an interesting other side of the argument, that the government needs to stop policing everything. But then, Candy, what do you say then in a situation like this where, okay, nobody's there to do the policing, and now this patient, luckily the baby was okay, but she got medicine that her OBGYN apparently would not have told her to get.
Exactly.
So what do you do if there's wrongdoing?
So
who polices that? Maybe the actual police.
Exactly.
But that's still the government. So
your mom wondering, how would that change be made through the legislature? Yes, there needs to be a change in law in order to move this from state ed to the state health department. Now, the governor wants that to happen, and I spoke to Senator Gallivan's office. He's the ranking member on the state Senate health committee, and he's telling me that, yes, he would support that change as well. So there's bipartisan support for this. Why can't we just get it done?
Danielle wants to know.
As far as we know, yes, she delivered a healthy baby, but that isn't necessarily the point.
Well, and the other thing too is, like, sometimes you worry about like long-term consequences
What
too.
could happen down the road?
Right. Because you may just like not know.
And listen, I mean, look, if not for this whistleblower coming forward, this woman would not have known what was going on.
Right.
So Michaela says, what he's done, he needs not to be able to practice. Peter says common sense would be the Department of Health. Kim kind of agrees with you here, Katie. It should be both work hand in hand.
Kind of makes sense to me, but I don't know.
Marguerite, I can't believe patients are still going to him. Yeah, he's still open. He's still practicing. This is one of those things where you're kind of like, well, what's going on? If they're investigating, this investigation takes a long time. Well, what else could happen potentially while this is all going on?
Interesting.
Mary says government oversight needs to stop. Not everyone needs to be regulated. There should be legal ramifications.
Lori's also saying what we were mentioning, like, could there be a problem with the child down the road? You never know.
Right.
Like,
well, Mary, I wonder though, should medical professionals not be accountable to anyone?
I don't think so. And they also have, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm so stuffy, but they also have, what's the word? It's not like a moral obligation. What is it?
Hippocratic oath.
Yeah, they take the Hippocratic oath. Like,
Do
although
no harm.
I think we know that
Well, and that's
those
why
are words to some people, right? It's a meaning to some and a word to others.
You're right. It's a moral code.
Yeah.
That's why I'm calling this series Hypocritical Oath, because basically what this guy did was turn his back on this patient. And we hear him admit that on this secret recording. And our producer, shout out to that whistleblower. She was so brave.
It's hard to, like Jeff Baker's mentioning another situation where, and where now we've got these different things for people, ethics, right? But now we've got like whose jurisdiction does this fall under, who, whatever. And you know what I mean? Like, we want to say X, Y, and Z should be done, but if it's not your role, then you can't do it.
And that's what the governor is saying.
Right. Well, what can she do? If
Right.
her hands are tied. So maybe like changing things, but I don't know.
It's such an interesting conversation
It is.
because, I mean, there's Senator Galvin even said it the last time I spoke to him. There is just so much bureaucracy and so much red tape when we should be just doing the right thing. Welcome to New York.
I was going to say, well, New York State. I mean, we
Right.
all lived here for a long time, right? We know. Okay. Want to let you guys know about this other thing too. That's kind of cool. So this family is having this wild sale soon because their father passed away. He died last year, had this unbelievable collection of Bills and Sabre stuff. So I want to pull up the video, just give you an idea of what this estate sale is going to look like.
So cool.
It really is cool. I mean, this guy's collection spanned decades, okay? So he has just this massive amount of Buffalo sports memorabilia. Edna Louise is like that big liquidator. They're going to be doing the estate sale. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and there's different times. You can go on their Facebook page and check it all out. They have like all this information. This is at a place in Williamsville on Hidden Ridge Common. Also says there's a sign-up sheet on the front door.
I'm sure of it.
I have to imagine this is going to be pretty packed. But like, look at this stuff.
How much money do you think this family is going to make?
Oh my God, I have no idea. Because here's the thing. You're going to get people who want to check it out and don't know much, but you're also going to get people who know what this stuff is worth. And it's one thing if you have one person who knows what the stuff is worth and they're trying to like bargain with somebody at like a garage sale, but chances are these liquidators also know what the stuff is worth.
This is like an Antiques Roadshow special.
Right? So cool.
Michaela, this is one of those like height of the golden age of the Bills from the 90s and even prior to. I mean, we saw an autographed picture from the Buffalo Bills. They haven't been around for at least 10 years at this point.
So again, this is Connie's asking about if there's a link. Yeah, we'll have a story up on WKBW, but what you want to do, if you really want all the information here, it's Edna Louise Liquidators. They have a Facebook page. Go to their Facebook page because that's probably where you need to potentially sign up or get the info about signing up.
The Buffalo Bills, remember the controversy about them and
it made me so sad.
Basically how they were worked without being paid. I mean, it was an all volunteer gig. But
what made me sad was
the jiggle test.
The jiggle test.
Well, okay.
Because I'm like, really?
Should we talk about the jiggle test? Basically, what they do is make you dance and jump up and down, and where you jiggle, they point it out.
I would literally cry. First off, they'd be like, you're jiggling in this general area. And I'd be like, I know. And then I'd cry.
As we age, gravity is hard to defy. So,
My God, you sound like my mother. As we age, but seriously.
My love handles do a little jiggle test every day.
Everything does a jiggle test. Like, come on.
But
like, could you just be a good dancer?
On the other hand, you go to like the Dallas Cowboys, and the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, I'm obsessed with them. They are like the top notch. They are a world-class organization, often imitated, never replicated. And they have gorgeous kicks. I love them. Did you watch the Netflix special? So good.
No, that was not my.
Lauren, look at what Lauren's saying.
Sitting here shaking my head. Thank you. I know. I do like, when I sit, I'm one of those people that jiggles their foot.
Yeah.
The jiggle test is happening over here right now.
Well,
it's not
I
going
mean-
well. Yeah, Paula wants to know, and Justin was mentioning the jiggle test too. What would happen if you jiggled?
I don't
Long
know
story
that you
short,
would
we
make
no
the
longer
team.
have the Buffalo Jills here in Western New York.
And that's probably why.
It was a big controversy. It was more than 10 years ago because I was at my old station. You were too.
I had our graphic artist Kurt Murphy make a graphic of places that they were pointing out that jiggled.
Here.
Like here.
Here. I don't need that.
So funny. Well, anyway, these are Western New York
No matter how you
stories.
feel about all of that, like people can be talented even if they jiggle.
And
That's what I'll say.
All of this allegations, of course.
Right.
And
Well,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we talk about insurance or do you want to talk about, actually, John, in email right now, there's a super cool picture. I don't know. Can you pull it up? It came from Jim Bucky. And I thought that this would be really cool to show up. Sorry that I'm pulling audibles here, but it just came in and he said, yes, we could use it on air and online. So I just want to pull it up.
in the meantime, let's just remind people about the Elmwood Art Festival, which is
Yes.
Saturday and Sunday.
Something to look forward
I
to.
am kind of looking forward. I might go check it out. We have a pretty quiet weekend.
And it's going to be beautiful out there. 81, 82
Oh,
degrees.
God, never
Saturday
mind.
and
It's going to be
Sunday,
so hot.
respectively.
I'll tell you what, there's a big fight over summer and fall.
It's
Like,
just-
what a feud.
You mean with Mother Nature and you, or what?
No, I mean like with people.
Oh, I
like you
know.
either are a summer person, you're a fall person, and like, oh my God, like Leah Lando. Oh, that is a cool picture.
Okay, so look at this water spout here. This was sent to us by Jim. I just want to see where exactly he sent this from.
Okay,
Derby.
listen.
That was yesterday, about
Really quick,
8:15 a.m.
While you're looking at this, okay, because we had these fall temps yesterday, right? And
Right.
then we start to see this kind of stuff. But like I say, there's this big summer fall battle. Leah Lando, she put up that summer's coming back and fall's going away, and I sent the crying face to her. Here's what I get: zip it. I'll throw your pumpkin spice in the garbage. It's the message that she sent to me.
She's so funny. She's like, love you though.
I was like, oh my God.
Okay, so that's what Anita says. It's pumpkin spice versus everyone
Zip
else.
it, I'll throw your pumpkin spice in the garbage.
That is so funny.
Oh my God, I was cracking up.
Yeah, Lauren, wasn't that water spout so cool?
Super cool. Like those things. Do you ever see them?
Sometimes, you
the
know what?
road,
I
or-
saw them once across the river, and it was really awesome.
Mostly we get really cool pictures and videos of them, because people will send them to us. And I think that's great.
And this is such a summer phenomenon. But the other thing too.
cooler, right?
Yeah. I mean, we saw it a couple of weeks ago on a Monday as it crossed from Canada
Yeah.
over the river into downtown Buffalo.
Yes, but it was different than a water spout. It had another name. I
It
can't remember
was,
what was.
yeah, something like
It
that.
was like a tornado that goes over the water. And there
Yes.
was I don't know. Just don't get us in trouble with Aaron.
Hey, just getting an update on some breaking news that we were following this morning from Buffalo Police. We were telling you about this car crash that had Forest Avenue closed down for a little while. I don't know if you saw it, but we've got information on WKBW.com, I believe. Now learning from Buffalo Police that a car was traveling westbound. So they were going toward Niagara on Forest Avenue near Tremont. So this is in front of the Buffalo Psychiatric Center. It hit a parked car.
Jeez.
The 29-year-old female driver fell asleep while
Ugh.
she was driving.
Bummer.
She was treated at the scene by first responders. No charges have
She
been
okay?
filed. It doesn't say,
Okay. Treated
Uh-huh.
at the scene.
right, but the car
Yeah.
flipped over.
Right. We were also following this morning some pretty wild breaking news too. This was in North Boston. There was this big fire at a dairy farm. It
Mhm.
totally destroyed. Listen to me. It destroyed a barn there. And unfortunately, we learned 3 calves died. You hate to see that when you see these big barn fires because these are people's livelihoods
Yeah, it's a
too.
family's occupation.
So we'll probably be following that today, is my guess. The good news was no people were hurt in
No.
this, but boy, it was a big fire. You
Well-
get those rural fires.
And they had a hard time fighting it because of all the hay and all the,
I mean,
the debris that's in there,
Those
right?
barns are right. We
They're
see that
tinder
happen.
boxes.
Yeah.
So we'll be following those 2 stories for you throughout the day. Anyway, we got to get you out the door with some more news and weather on TV. So listen,
Thanks
hope
for
you have a
joining
great
us.
day.
Yeah, we'll see you back here tomorrow. We're inching toward the weekend, everybody.
Bye-bye.